this stage of the game. So continuing with the upgrades and more gateways going down, I think one of the key things, finally a starport, one of the key things is Daisy's success at this stage without an arbiter and more tanks being sieged up. A lot of vultures there on the front line, trying to pick away those zealots. The zealots getting kind of mixed up a little bit behind Dragoon's beautiful side storm, catching a lot of those vultures, wandering in on those tanks, eating a lot of that storm. The rest of the Templar being kind of eaten up. There are reinforcements here, so there are tanks down below. That is going to back Daisy out, but Daisy again can just kind of just needs to get a lot more of his macro going. He's got a big economy. Just pump a bunch of units and he should be fine. In the meantime, looks like Steve going to wander out to this 3 o'clock location. He's also managed to sneak something out to the 9. A ninja zealot, however, back there. Look out. So, and it looks like another zealot kind of wandering down to 3, making sure any additional expansions haven't been taken. There's the Arbiter Tribunal. There's the Arbiter being built. So pretty late into the game. So we're at minute 20 here, and that is usually something you want to see much closer to minute 14 or 12 in a game like this. So anyway, science facility up, a lot of supply depots down, and looks like yeah, the upgrades continue. Unfortunately for Steve at this stage, his economy is somewhat battered. He doesn't have his main. His secondary is the only base running for him. His mineral only completely dry. A lot of idle SCVs. Looks like he canceled that command center at 9 o'clock as soon as that zealot wandered up, and he backed up off that 3 o'clock location when that zealot came down and attacked there. Daisy, in the meantime, 60 supply. This is going to be kind of the suicide attack from Steve. He's going to wander up and see what he can get done. Mines chasing the zealots, and siege tanks kind of sieging up. They need to be, again, kind of careful. But now the Dragoon's starting to barrel down. The zealots trailing a little bit. Looks like they are being moved across to try to eat up those mines. But Daisy backing off. He didn't like running into that position. Did do a lot of mine clearing there, but didn't feel like he had a large enough attack force to really push into this. And he's in fact correct. It looks like I'm not sure how much of this supply count is in SCVs. I think a good portion of it is. But Steve's actually got a superior attack force on the ground, at least as far as the supply tickers are running. Let's see if this Arbiter comes out in time. The Arbiter going to come out just in time to help Daisy out in this game. So Steve pushing up a counterattack. This is the thing, you cannot slow push on this map because you do not, again, at least not without Goliath. And he's doing a very, very slow contain to try to establish position to try to take an expansion. Going to try to wipe that zealot out rather in a moment. And this is kind of crazy. I think he should just go in for an attack. He knows he's up against a superior economy. He knows he's up against essentially a large attack force. Looks like he's going to wander out and kill that zealot first. I don't know that he can really try to hold his main. And usually you try to have map control to hold bases into this stage. Oh, and these zealots coming out to zealot bomb once again. Looks like a couple zealots wandering through, taking out a couple mines. Otherwise, just kind of suiciding them forward. Now let's see if these zealot bombs going in a pretty good grouping. The vultures weren't there. The Dragoons coming from behind, and the Templar just kind of wandering in. Nice ice storm, storming his own shuttle, but it doesn't really, it's not that big a deal. And this is what I'm talking about, an overwhelming attack force kind of wandering in. The Vulture's actually at the 3 o'clock position, stopping an Nexus from going up. It's not going to hurt Daisy too much, though, because Daisy can just, as soon as he cleans up this attack force, wander back around and attack that out. A whole lot of mines here at 9 o'clock. And yeah, this tank force should be pretty well cleaned up. Steve actually not in too bad an economic position. He's at least, if he was just kind of sitting out. Now the Goliath's being produced. And where's that Arbiter? I know that Arbiter was out in the field somewhere. Did it immediately die? There's that Arbiter. Unfortunately, leading his cloaked units right where they don't want to go, right over a bunch of mines here. Steve managing to at least land these well, he hasn't landed that bottom right hand corner yet, so spoke a little bit too soon. Arbiter getting a little bit too bold here, running up against those Goliaths. Now going to back up over just 2 Dragoons. The bulk of that attack force back here that needs to kind of push up and join, but now the SCV is being transferred to 3, so Steve desperately trying to stay in this game. I'm surprised it wasn't over a long time ago, so kudos to Steve. Arbiter trying to push up. I'm not sure if stasis has been upgraded or not. And this should be a pretty effective attack force. I don't see any mobile detection out in the field. No science vessel has been produced, even though there was that science facility a while ago, mostly for upgrades. Level 2 weapons, by the way, versus level 3, level 2 armor. Couple vultures, couple Goliaths, couple tanks. The tanks are not sieged, and it looks like now they're just sieging, but the zealots able to already run up in proximity. Fortunately, those back zealots dealing with that vulture, and yeah, you just want to run them straight into the tank. So the rest of these attack units going to back off, but it looks like they're cleaning up a lot of these tanks, and the Dragoon's not staying at home base to really continue with that attack. Oh man, units at the 9 o'clock, however, they're not mining. That is absolutely devastating, and it looks like these Dragoons and these Zealots going to cycle in and just take this space out. Killer though, Daisy now running at one base because he hasn't taken any additional bases. It looks like he's very, very light on gas. So it looks like those vultures at the 3 o'clock played a bigger factor than I thought, because Daisy actually in a little bit of trouble of running economically dry, and really what he needs to do is thinking about taking another 2 expansions right now and just letting Steve kind of sit on his thumbs rather than trying to deny. I guess he could do both simultaneously, but just have this sell it kind of piecemeal for us. Basically, wow, that's a whole lot of observers in one little area. Vultures wandering up. Looks like they're kind of checking out that 9 o'clock. Good comp set, but honestly, should have maybe sieged a little bit earlier. Again, the Zealots wandering off and trying to attack those vultures. That's not what you want. Steve realizing he just doesn't have the economy to get it done, and he was just kind of getting overwhelmed with attack forces. Going to GG right there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, thank you for listening. Happy birthday to Artosis overall, and a whole bunch of leagues going on, so I hope you guys enjoy them. So yeah, CSL playoffs coming pretty soon. I'm doing those streaming live. I will have some VODs up on YouTube. Otherwise, check out cstarleague.org. Thanks for listening, guys.